Attention! All Marines in Boat Team 9-4. Lay forward to the wardroom for a final briefing by your platoon commander.
Alright people, station yourselves around the map and listen up. Well, this is it, 0645, H-hour minus 2 hours and 15 minutes. You'll lay forward to your LCVP in the next few minutes, so this is your final briefing. It's our last chance to go over what you can expect once you hit the beach. And one last reminder why it's so important for the Marines to take this godforsaken piece of real estate. Look at this. Iwo Jima is just 650 miles from Tokyo. In fact, we're already in Emperor Hirohito's front yard. The Japanese consider Iwo Jima as part of their homeland. Same guy who's mayor of Tokyo is mayor of Iwo Jima. When you hit the beach, you'll be the first Marines to set foot on Japanese soil. First American troops to do that. So you better believe the enemy's going to be fighting us with everything they've got. Our B-29 super fortresses are pounding Japanese targets every day. To do that, they've got to fly 2,500 miles round trip from the Marianas. That's a long haul, even for a super fort. And enemy radar on Iwo Jima is giving Tokyo a good 2 hours advance warning of every attack. As a result, Japanese fighters based on the island are shooting up our flyboys coming and going. Once we take Iwo Jima, we can base our own long-range fighters here to escort the super forts. And being as it's the only airfield between Tokyo and the Marianas, Iwo Jima will give our shot-up super forts a place to set down and refuel. That's going to save a lot of flyboys' tails. Alright, let's focus in on the island's terrain and vegetation. Looks like a pork chop, right? Iwo Jima is about 5 miles long and 2.5 miles across at its widest point. The name means Sulphur Island in Japanese, and that's what it stinks of. The whole place is a god-awful, ugly pile of volcanic rock, sand and ash, full of caves where the enemy can hide. Look here. The highest point on the island is Mount Suribachi, an extinct volcano about 550 feet high. The only beach suitable for landing runs from the southern tip some 3,500 yards north on the east side. That's where we're headed. Up here, on the higher ground in the center of the island, the Japanese have built 2 airfields and are working on a 3rd. Now look at this aerial recon photo. Doesn't look like much is there, right? No barracks, no fortifications, no enemy. Piece of cake, right? Wrong. Everything's underground or dug in under concrete. They've got hundreds of gun emplacements, especially on the southern end of the island, where you'll be landing. Big coastal defense guns, dual-purpose guns, mortars, machine guns. Mines along the beaches and around the airfields. Every rock and cave could be a Japanese soldier firing at you. G2 is calculating somewhere between 21 and 22,000 Japanese troops, the best the enemy's got, and they've had months to turn Iwo Jima into the most heavily fortified island in the Pacific.
General quarters, general quarters. This is not a drill. All hands man your battle stations.
Alright people, that's for the swabbies, so listen up. Hear those guns? Each of those 16-inch shells is the weight of a car slamming into the enemy. We've been bombing the hell out of Iwo Jima for over 70 days. And Navy battleships, cruisers, and destroyers have been pounding the island for the last 3 days, softening things up for your landing. Navy and Marine planes are going to drag their bellies across that beach before you get there, strafing and bombing. Understand that you're all part of the greatest force ever assembled in the Pacific, 800 ships strong. You're 70,000 fighting Marines from the 4th and 5th Divisions, with the 3rd in floating reserve. Okay, that's enough pep talk. Here's the assault plan. You'll be landing on Green Beach 1, the beach nearest to Mount Suribachi. Each wave of the initial assault will be landing at 5-minute intervals. Once you've secured the beach, the Higgins boats will come in with the rest of the troops and LSTs with tanks and artillery. Your immediate objective is to cut across the neck of the island, isolating Suribachi. Then you'll advance up the mountain and take it. Suribachi's gun emplacements are oriented right on the beach, and it's vital you knock them out. There's nothing fancy here. This is a full frontal assault. You've been training for this for a year. You're Marines. You know your job. Now go and do it.
All Marines in Boat Team 9-4. Lay forward immediately to your debarkation station.
Okay, Marines. Move out smartly through the hatch and board your landing craft. You're on your way to Green Beach 1.